Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so thankful for the many blessings of life. We acknowledge you as our Lord, and we just lift up our words of thanksgiving for the opportunity to live in such a great country, a great state, and a great community. We ask your blessings, dear Lord, on the proceedings of our meeting tonight. Give us insight and awareness. Help us make decisions that are best for our community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll call the December 8th, 2025 meeting in Newcastle Public Works going to order. First item on the agenda is roll call.
Carl Now.
Here.
Gene Reed.
Here.
Todd D'Amico.
Here.
Mike Fullerton.
Here.
Marcy White here.
Item number 2, discussion and possible action on approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. Motion second for approval of the agenda.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd D'Amico.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Now.
Yes. Item number 3, citizens' comments. So this is an opportunity for any citizen to comment on any matter related to the City of Newcastle Public Works that is not on the agenda. I remind the potential speakers that all speakers shall clearly state their name and address for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person with only one speaking opportunity. Board members will not respond to comments or questions. The chair may end the comment period at his discretion, and prior authorization is required to distribute materials or to approach the board. Is there any citizen comment on Newcastle Public Works? Okay, seeing none, move to item number 4, consent agenda. Is there any member of the board that desires any item be removed from the consent agenda and addressed individually? Seeing none, item 4, consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Motion second for approval of the consent agenda.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd D'Amico.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Now.
Yes. Item number 5, discussion and possible action on any items removed from the consent agenda. There be no action on that agenda item. Item number 6, appearance by representative of the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority for discussion and information regarding the East-West Connector, Canadian River Bridge. LaDanne Nelson, project coordinator. Welcome, LaDanne.
Good evening, Newcastle. Thank you for having me today. My name is LaDanne Nelson, and I'm the Access Program Manager for the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority. Today, I am here to present the Canadian River Crossing on the East-West Connector Bridge. We are starting this project very soon. This is now a construction project, and we are very excited about that because it did take some time for us to get to this phase. We were in the pre-construction side of the house for a while, and now we are transitioning over to the construction side. So we are excited to provide you all an update and to be here. So let's talk about the scope of the East-West Connector River Bridge. You're going to see on the screen everything that is in yellow is the scope for the East-West Connector River Bridge. This is one of the first projects with Access Oklahoma regarding the East-West Connector. This $96 million bridge project is composed of 2 bridges, so 2 necessary river bridges, which are going to be between, which are going to be between Portland and Pennsylvania. This is going to be the longest, these are going to be the longest bridges in the state, which is going to be 1.25 miles long. So the longest bridge in the state to date, and this long bridge is going to be connecting Newcastle, Tuttle, Blanchard to Norman, Moore in Oklahoma City with this vital river crossing. As you all are aware, you guys have the I-44 river crossing that is heavily utilized. We are providing another river crossing to connect the communities to each other. This project was let to bid in November of 2025, so just last month, and we are taking in December of 2025, tomorrow, for the submittal, the consideration for approval to award this project so we can start the construction of it in spring of 2026. So if you all want to tune in to the Oklahoma Turnpike board meeting, you are welcome to tune in. It starts at 10 a.m. to see if the item gets approved at that time. We are very hopeful. So let's talk about the pros for the city due to this project. This bridge project is going to connect I-44 to I-35 and is going to aid in the travel time reliability, reducing the time from I-44 State Highway 37 in Newcastle to downtown Norman from 16 miles to 12 miles. So it's a 4-mile difference, but within that 4-mile difference, we have nonstop travel. That means from east-west connection movements, you are going to have the grade separations. You're going to have grade separated intersections, which means that you have the seamless transition through those cross streets, less stops, and it gets you to Newcastle area over to that more Norman area a lot more efficient and safer. So this right here shows the rendering of the East-West Connector River Bridge to put it in perspective on how it's going to look once it is fully complete. And as you all can see, there's a portion of it that is within the channel itself, and we want to talk about how we are minimizing the impacts to that channel. So we have designed that river bridge and that span to be completely out of the ordinary high water mark for the river. We did this in order to protect the water quality, to protect the habitats for threatened species. We're going to construct that span right in there is over, I believe, 200 foot, and there's 10 beams that are over 200 feet. The contractor is going to be completely out of that area in order to stay out of that ordinary high water mark, as we mentioned from the points before that. And the OTA is going to be closely monitoring this project as well as all of them along the Access Oklahoma Bond program. But this one in particular, we are monitoring this. We have a third-party inspection that's going to be out there at a minimum weekly to ensure that the contractor is in compliance for all of the specifications. This slide right here does show a video that we have of a 3D rendering of the bridge. It just shows the perspective on how the traveling public is going to be on this bridge once it is fully open to construction in both directions. So as you can see, it is a very long bridge and it's going to be connecting the Newcastle to the more Norman area very efficiently. So let's talk about timelines next. As we mentioned, construction is expected to begin in 2026. And the portion of the East-West Connector between I-44 to I-35, we like to call that the East-West Express. That's the express portion is between those two interstates, and the connector is the full the East-West Connector is the full alignment. That's going to be open in 2027. So what is going to be open in 2027 is going to be the westbound bridge and the whole westbound alignment. So both the eastbound and westbound is going to be traveling on the westbound alignment in one lane in each direction. Once the eastbound alignment is fully completed in construction, we are going to be opening that, and then we will normalize traffic to have 2 lanes of traffic how it is designed to ultimately be until traffic growth warrants us to continue building on for the East-West Connector. So as timelines are very important to us, and it is important to us to to connect these communities, we are incentivizing this Canadian River Crossing Bridge pretty well. There is a maximum of $2.1 million in incentive that a contractor can get if they hit that most efficient time per the specifications, and we are hopeful that a contractor can achieve that. But it will still be open by 2027 if they do not hit the incentive. So traffic impacts. During the course of construction, the traveling public is going to experience some local closures, such as Portland Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue, for extended periods of time. This is to ensure safety for the traveling public, as we are going to be having a lot of contractors with heavy equipment going around this area to facilitate for construction. We're going to have to close that off and then put some local county road detours and divert traffic during that time frame, but we will not have Portland and Pennsylvania closed off at the same time. And we will be in communication with the mayor and staff regarding all these closures through our construction division. This bridge is going to be accommodating over 38,000 vehicles by the year 2030, and that is in 10 years. And so we are hopeful that those traffic numbers do tend to increase as we get the awareness out for the river crossing. And so this is, that does sum up everything regarding the bridge project. And before we say thank you to the city of Newcastle and everyone here in McLean County, I want to talk about I-44 East-West Connector interchange in itself. So we did have a public involvement meeting. It was a virtual open house that we posted onto our website, and we got a lot of positive feedback from Newcastle and McLean counties regarding this. It did close in December 3rd, actually. So we are getting all of the comments and compiling those up in order to put them in a report that we will be posting onto Access Oklahoma. So we want to thank you all for your participation on that. And this project for the East-West Connector at I-44, it does have its first phase that will be led to a contractor in May of 2026. This is over $70 million. So that will be the first project. We anticipate that to start in May of 2026. So we're going to be coming back to you all talking about that interchange a lot more once we get closer to that date. So I will be happy to answer any questions, but we want to thank you for your participation on our projects and all your willingness to be a great partner with us.
Thank you much. Are there any questions about anything? Here's your chance.
I'm excited. My husband works on the east side of Norman, so we're real fast.
Thank you.
There's going to be a lot happening
Yes.
for the next couple of years in Newcastle, well, even longer than that while they finish that other westbound side of that. When do you think they'll finish the westbound bridge and get to full operational capacity?
For
the river bridge. Now, I know eastbound, I'm sorry. They're going to do the westbound first, and then they're going to finish the eastbound. How long do you think it'll take them to get that eastbound done?
we anticipate early to the Q1 or Q2 of 2028.
Okay.
We anticipate that bridge to be open.
Yeah,
Because they'll be
not that
able
long.
to work on both bridges at the same time. We're just incentivizing getting that westbound fully open so we can get traffic on it.
Very good.
So I'm glad we're calling it the westbound first.
Yeah.
Even though they can go both ways,
Yeah.
they're heading toward Newcastle.
Yeah, there you
A
go.
better place to head for.
Yes.
You know, it's the worst when we have bad weather, the tornadoes, the ice. It's impossible to get home or to leave this place. So another route is really good for us. I know some people aren't happy with it. We need it. We really need another route. So I'm excited.
So you probably said this, when do you think our citizens will probably see construction dirt work going for the interchange itself? That's several months out for the I-44 37 interchange.
We anticipate ground being broke sometime in fall of 2026.
Okay.
Yes, we are putting that project out for letting in May, so a contractor will put the lowest bid in May, and then hopefully we do award that. We'll take that for consideration for approval in June, and if that is awarded at that time, then a contractor can get in there in the fall.
So 9 months from now, it'll start.
So, I know you've got 3 different work projects as a part of this to finalize everything in the Newcastle side over here. When do you guys think they'll be all buttoned up and done with everything in Newcastle, with all the phases?
Phase 1, that is the one that is letting in May of 26. That will continue on for 18 months to 2 years. And then phase 2, we do anticipate that one being immediately after. So that one is going to be letting in either 27 or 28. And that will help facilitate a lot of the traffic because that will have all the DEIs and all the major movements completed. The last phase, phase 3, that is a lot of the flyover ramps. That is all warranted on traffic. So once traffic warrants us to build those bridges, that's when we will put those in. So it could take some time. We would probably put it around like the 8 to 10 year time frame. But it could be earlier.
So at a minimum, 4 years. Once you start, we'll be seeing you guys working
Yes.
it down.
Yes. So and the more traffic we get that warrants that, then phase 3 will start.
Awesome.
Lane, you may have mentioned, you said the board meeting was at 10. What day was that?
That is tomorrow, sir?
I think.
Thank you, Dan. We appreciate you coming out and visiting with us this evening, take questions, and maybe next time we'll have a couple questions for you.
Great questions. Thank you all.
Nice.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
And once again, let's go get some dessert over there. Item number 7, appearance by Dr. Kathy Walker for presentation of updates on Newcastle Public Schools construction projects.
I didn't know you had that.
There you go.
Well, good evening. Thank you for having me. You know, one of my favorite things to do is to brag about our district. And so that's what I'm going to do tonight. And so we're all in for kids. You know, this all in logo was established several years ago. And this year we put 4 kids underneath it. And so I really want to focus on them. And so let me make this math work. There. Just a little FYI, Newcastle Public Schools has 2,596 kids, 367 staff members, and we are 5A. This is the second year we've been 5A. I'm very excited about that, and we are doing very well, not only in athletics, but in the arts as well. 4 years ago, the community passed a $77 million bond for new construction and buses, and we're going to take a look at that. But first, we're going to look at accomplishments because this is my favorite thing to do. I'm not going to read all this to you, but there are 3 slides of accomplishments of our students from last year. Not just this year, but last year. Football, we've achieved the same thing this year as we did last year. Second year in 5A, that is huge. Cross country, we had several kids qualify for state. Same thing cheer. Palm competes this Saturday. Unified cheer placed 4th again. Basketball is off to a great start. We're not only winning, we are winning big. Scoring in the 90s. So it's been a great start. Looking forward to baseball and golf this year. Softball, we're regional champions again. We have powerlifting. Not all schools have that. It is not an OSSAA sponsored event, so that's something that we sponsor as a district. Looking forward to track. Swimming, Connor's doing a great job. We have 1 swimmer. He is placing first at all of his meets, so I'm excited to watch him swim again at state this year. And then band. Band qualified for state last year. They did again this year and did phenomenal. Their show was awesome. I hope everyone had an opportunity to see that. Color Guard will compete in the spring. Vocal music, students are qualifying, receiving 1s. Last year we had 5 FFA degrees. And I want to stop for a minute and just let you know how significant that is. Most districts, even 6A districts, if they have 1 FFA degree, that's huge. We had 5. And so that speaks a lot of our program and Mr. Morgan and everything our students are doing to have that.
Would you elaborate what is an FFA degree?
A degree, they have to apply for that. So all of the things that they do, whether they show, whether they do speeches, any type of competition they go to, and they build their resume over the 4 years that they are in high school. So this is for seniors. And they have to apply at the state level. And so for 5 of our kids to be recognized at that level is huge. So
the only
proud
higher
of them.
level is the American Farm degree, American FFA degree. This is the highest you can get in the state.
Thank you.
So I anticipate writing more letters this year for that.
Good.
So excited. Strut Week raised the most money they've ever raised before. And so I'm excited to see what they'll do this year. We graduated 190 seniors, and as of today, there are 206. 5 valedictorian, 76 National Honor Society members, and those numbers should go up this year with just a little over $1.2 million in scholarships. So I'm very proud of our kids, not just academically, but athletically too. We've got great kids. If you all didn't know that, I'm just going to tell you, we have great kids here. And so another exciting thing is the Newcastle Education Foundation started up again in the spring last year. And to date, they've put back in the classroom $5,500 in teacher grants. And so that's pretty significant for them reorganizing, raising money, and putting that money back into the classroom in a short amount of time.
Dr. Walker, they raise money independently, and then their group, with input, I guess, or however they do that, they give those grants directly to your teachers, right?
Yeah, so the teachers apply, they meet during their meetings, they look at the grants, and they've been able to approve almost every grant that's been applied for. So that's exciting.
And they're out there soliciting business owners in the community, others, and
Yes.
and gathering funds to help support the teachers.
Yes, and that's how they're doing it right. Wait till our cafeteria opens because it's an amazing place that we want to show off. And you'll see some pictures of that in a minute. But right now they are just soliciting donations. That's my favorite slide. I'll say that about every slide you're going to see from here on out. This is the new front of the high school. You can see this formation starting to happen. So we're getting real close to putting that last layer of material on the front. Over by the flags, still it's kind of messy, but that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. The flags do have a light on them. We went ahead and upgraded those flags so that there will be a light on all three flags in the evening to light up with the front of the school. So that's exciting. Maybe I can let this do it. Whoa. There we go. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this mouse. Because it's hard. That's what you said. Ah, come on. Okay. This is the cafeteria. This is my next favorite slide. Aside from the white furniture, we are not buying white furniture, just so you know. We're not doing that. But the inn and the racers along the right side, the murals, I've had the opportunity to see some of those renderings, and those pictures are all yearbook pictures. So those murals will tell a story when you come to the cafeteria or come to an event there, because we want to host events there. It tells a story, and hopefully people can find a picture that they remember when they went to school here. The construction company's done a nice job of putting those renderings together, not just here, but throughout the building, because we want to keep that history of Newcastle, of what we were years ago. And so that's real exciting. You'll see over there on the left side, there's some learning stairs. That's a nice piece that we were able to keep. That was like a alternate bid, but we were able to keep that, and that's a nice piece that goes up to the library. And so that we're excited about that. Third favorite slide. Band room. This acts as the safe room, and we will actually take ownership of this space in March, at the end of March. The walls came in early last summer, and I said, can I have that earlier, sooner than later? And so then they started focusing on this area since we were able to get the walls delivered early. So I'm real excited about this. The outside is almost complete. If you haven't, I don't have a picture of it, but the fight song is embedded in the ephes on the outside of the building. It'll say "Go Fight Win" in blue on the west side, and then on the south side, it says "Racers." And so it looks really cool. And so I hope that everyone, when that's done, everyone can drive by and be really proud of that. A lot of thought went into doing that. Just a great focal point for our high school and for the community, because I know that racer fight song is important. And the safe room is important. Probably more important than the fight song, but yes. There we go. High school chemistry lab. This is a state-of-the-art lab. This is the kind of chemistry lab you see when you go to college. So it will have it'll have gas, water, it'll have storage for all the chemicals that you would use if you were taking a college class. In the back, that blue area is a vent hood, So I'm very excited about this, and so is the teacher. He is very excited to have this done. There will be 9 other science labs, not with gas, not to this extent, but very, very nice science labs. I would have loved to have taught science in one of those labs that we're building. So I'm excited for our kids to be excited about going to class. Not everybody gets excited about science as I do. It's going to be cool. Our fax room, this is actually a double room. If you notice the carpet in the back, more linoleum in the front, first floor, full kitchen, gas and electric. So we will be able to offer amazing cooking classes as well as sewing classes and the other classes that FACS offers. Very excited about this. We'll be able to hire 2 teachers and grow this program because right now they're in a very, very small space. So projects that are completed. Things that don't make really cute pictures are air conditioners for the high school gym. My favorite part is to hear how cold people are. I just smile because the first year I heard how hot people were. ECC playground and elementary playground. The kids have new equipment. Lights at the stadium. Those are new this year, paid for with all money. The elementary road was the first thing was complete. Middle school addition is done. New band rooms, new uniforms, instruments. Then continuing projects, high school addition, baseball and softball field. Drawings are in the works right now for that. I'm excited about that. The elementary and middle school road. Those drawings are in the works right now. Excited about that. That road is not going to be a new road, but it's just, we're fixing 2nd Street. Is that right? That's 2nd, right? What is that road right there? 2nd. When you drive it, it kind of curves to control traffic. We're going to straighten it and make it more passable so that it's more usable than it is right now. And then, of course, textbooks, technology, maintenance, and buses. Those are all things that this bond purchased. Safety and security, all of those things were purchased with the bond as well. Excited about that. The intercom system at the elementary, middle school, and ECC, believe it or not, we didn't have that. And I was like, what do you mean we don't have an intercom system? They were like, well, we don't. I said, okay, let's work on that. And so we do now, and the high school will have one too as soon as we finish construction. Updated bus cameras, put in a radio system so that all the sites can talk to each other in case of an emergency. We didn't have that either. And then future projects, safety film around all of the offices, middle school cafeteria and ECC library, because all of those spaces are solid glass. And then a buzzer system at the admin building. One thing that we do that's not paid for with bond money, but we do appreciate, and that is our 3rd SRO partnership with the city to have that to fit as part of our safety and security. And then the next slide, the bond that didn't pass. I can talk about it now. Still just a little disappointed, but we're going to try again. We still need safe rooms at the 4th and 5th grade center. That's just, to me, a must. Track renovations is a must to me, and we do need additional seating at the stadium. We continue to grow as a district, and I know a lot of people are like, well, why is that so important? Well, we do more at the stadium than just play football. We host soccer, we host community events, and we graduate on the field. And I want to continue to graduate on the field, but as our senior class continues to grow, we're going to need more seating. And so that's, people say, well, the stadium doesn't benefit me, but it does. When you graduate, it's really cool to get to graduate on the football field. And so I want to continue that. We are still looking for a land purchase to purchase it another way. We can't wait for another bond to do that. So we are looking at how can we do that? Because we are still growing as a community. That means our district's growing. So how can we meet that need? And then Jean, do you know what day it is? It's a great day to what?
To be a racer.
To be a racer. It sure is. And now it's not going to work for the eraser. Oh my goodness. there. Oh, got it. To be a racer. Questions?
I just think, one, thank you for coming tonight. I know I'm the newest one up here, but it is, we know there are two separate groups, right? Your group and your board and our group, and it's nice to have you here and talk about things, but we are one community. And I didn't realize even some of the small things, like us upgrading the signs on 62, the school signs that we all talked about and approved. Well, that directly impacts obviously the school district. And so I appreciate the update and the communication and what's happening at the school. And I agree, you're growing and we're growing and we're all in the same place. So I appreciate you coming tonight.
People are coming. They want to be in Newcastle. I talked to our athletic director today, and several families are reaching out to him. They want to be in Newcastle. And so that's a good thing. People want to be here, and we want them here.
We have many friends that came and built here and moved here because of the school district. So our family included came to the school district. So.
And by the end of 27, according to the van, it'll be a lot easier to work east and live in Newcastle. So I think we'll see a lot more people that will choose to live in Newcastle that want to be here, but it maybe wasn't as convenient as they wanted it to be, and it'll be much more convenient in the future. So I think we'll see that.
This is probably a pet peeve of mine. It's not really a peeve at all. It's a pet project, I guess, but I always like for people to be remarkably aware that they're in a school district. That's why we have the flashing lights. But I wish both groups would look for ways to put a flashing light on the backside of each of our school zones. It's not to keep people from getting tickets, to remind people you're in a school zone. And remarkably, no bigger than our city is, if you blink your eye, sometimes you turn a corner and you don't remember you're still in a school zone. So I don't know if we had it before, and with new signs that didn't get ordered, they don't have them, but just food for thought. It just would help people to slow down and travel safely in the school zone.
Do you mean like the lights when you enter, but lights saying your exit, you're done?
Just on the back side of the entry light is flashing, knowing that it's on. So that's probably trivial to some, but I think it's worth considering. But I really appreciate hearing your presentation as always, and I talk to people all the time. I talk to parents of our seniors and junior ball players, and they said nothing's been as good since my kid has been here at Newcastle schools. They love it being here. They love our neighborhood. They love our parks. They love Newcastle. And I think we forget, sometimes we don't forget it, but it's nice to be reminded of how much people enjoy our community. Thank you for being here.
Sometimes when you hit a roadblock, it's hard to remember, but we have great kids. We live in a great community. And so we just keep moving forward. We just do.
Yeah, and it's nice to counsel. I know you work with Carl and Kevin directly, and you all communicate, but it's just nice to hear as counsel everything that's happening as well. So that is.
We'll have you back again soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions
you.
for Dr. Walker?
I'll make an observation. The school board moved their meetings to Tuesday night a few years ago to accommodate us visiting. And usually by the time we get through our Monday night, I don't think about going to another meeting on Tuesday. But your meetings are on Tuesday night.
They are on Tuesday nights.
Always the second Tuesday of the
The
month.
second Tuesday.
So almost every time so we do have the ability to visit and observe their board meetings. So I'm glad they're separate nights.
Do you have plans on when you're going to roll it out again?
So state statute says we cannot put a bond proposition out until March 19th.
Like 100 and something days? 120, okay.
And so then it has to go to the election board by April 1st. And for the June primary. Or we can wait a little longer and the board can choose to do the runoff in August.
Will either one of those beat when the other one drops off? The old
No.
stuff?
So I thought I saw something the other day. We only needed 66 more votes.
Right. We were so close. It is what it is. And so, the board will have to decide, do they want to try and do the primary election or the runoff? Both of those dates allow me to have money to start that safe room project in the spring. If we wait to the November ballot, then I have to wait till summer to have money to start those projects. So I would really like to either put it on the June or the August ballot.
The reason I asked those things in positioning, which is how you did the first time, it would not replace. But still, we won't see an assessment though before it drops off though. Like, so if we have another election, we won't have our annual property tax assessment before it goes off. My reasoning is, I feel like if people see a drop, then they're less likely to put it back up, right?
Right.
So, but we only see it annually assessed on our home, so it won't, hopefully if we can get it in before that,
Right.
it won't be that much harder to get it.
Well, and if it's the same as was proposed the last time, it did not impact mills, so even if it went down, it would not go up with
Right.
this.
right.
It would just
Right,
merely
right.
extend the time frame.
And that's why I would hope that we can keep it from being there.
What I have to find out from our bond advisor is if we wait, if it will pay off the same year as our current bond or if it'll pay off the next year. But I really feel like with the growth that we will be experiencing, it should pay off at the same time. There shouldn't be that much of a difference. I
Because I
hope.
know little or no impact what we're aiming for. So
Right.
that's what I was asking.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've had some conversations about the property tax. It's the sinking fund on your property tax. That is the bond. That's the only part the school can control is that right there of how much money we ask for the sinking fund. The rest of the property tax bill is determined by the county assessor. So I've had several parents call and say, hey, I was like, ooh, look at the sinking fund.
Yeah. There's a lot of confusion around it. Even their own escrow and it's your insurance going up, not your taxes.
It's right,
Yeah.
right. It's it's hard. Yeah.
All right, thank you,
All right,
Dr. Walker.
thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 8, discussion of possible action on adoption of the joint water user resolution number 2005-06 for increase of all residential and commercial water rates, excepting the base rate for usage 2,000 gallons per month or less. So this is just putting in ordinance what we approved at our last meeting. Nothing changed from what we approved. I'll entertain a motion on this.
Make the motion for agenda item 8.
I'll second.
Motion second for approval of item number 8.
Henry.
Yes.
Todd D'Amico.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White. Ron Van.
Yes. Item number 9, monthly treasurer's report.
All right, this is the report over November. November is the 5th month, so that puts us at an ideal execution rate of 41.7%. Quick rundown on the revenues and expenses for general fund. Revenues are sitting at 45.2, so they are ahead of where we budgeted to be. Expenses are at 40.8%, so they are within our expected budgetary amount. On the NPWA side of the house, the revenues finished at 43.9%, and the expenses finished at 50.3%. So both of those finished ahead of where we expected to be, or planned to be. The fire department tax fund has brought in almost $550,000. We have spent $998,000 so far for this fiscal year to cover the operations of our fire department. That does cover the pay allowances and the operational budget. That amount covers about 55% of what we spent for our fire department. For the new wastewater treatment facility, we are now at a point of $49,313,880 that we have taken draws on and paid off, or paid for the vendors. That would be nice. Our first payment again will be on March 15th. I keep repeating that because it scares me, but we've borrowed $2.7 million for the water meters. And I think, isn't the wastewater treatment, are we expecting the final up on that soon?
Yes.
So that should be wrapping up. For sales and use tax, they came in at almost $870,000. $733,000 was sales, $136,000 was use tax. This puts us at 1.1% higher than where we expected to be. November was lower than last year's by 0.03%, and the overall receipts were also higher last year by 1.1%. So we're still a little behind where we were last year. Our current indebtedness is now sitting at $65,897,294. Again, that includes the 2 OWRV loans that we have in construction phase. We did add this month, I don't know if you noticed on the debt page, we did add the excavator loan that y'all previously approved. So that is the new loan there. We did reinvest the wastewater treatment facility CD. We invested $6,400,000 in CDs, which is approximately almost the entire balance of the wastewater plant fund, since we are using the remaining availability for the engineering for AVR. City fund balances are as follows. General fund is $1.8 million. Capital improvement tax fund is $1.978 million. $996,000 of that is 70%. $981,000 is 30%. Economic development tax fund is $38,000. Cemetery care fund is a little over $49,000. Parks capital improvement is $228,000. Admin and technology fund is $186,000. Great cost share fund is $2.1 million. The transportation impact fee sits at $159,000. The opioid appointment fund is $80,518 still. The PPSF fund is $2,800. On the NPWA side, that fund is sitting at $2.2 million, almost $2.3. The water impact fee is $1.2 million. Wastewater impact fee is $1.153 million. Sorry, I forgot my glasses.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. The wastewater plant fund is again $6.4 million, and the NMR fund is $304,000. Are there any questions for me about the month of November? Okay, thank you.
Item number 10, General Manager's comments.
Water Department took delivery last week of their new excavator, track hole, so they're pretty excited about getting that part of their equipment. And then most of the materials have been ordered, if not all the materials. Some have actually been received for the infrastructure project on our city commercial development property. So hopefully we will be started with that project pretty quick and get the things done we need to over there. And we also have it on the agenda tonight to advertise for bids for the construction of drainage and roadways and their paving. So hopefully that we will have that project ready here pretty quick for some advertised for some lots in there. That's all.
Item number 11, trustee comments.
We have, I know we talked about it before. I was wondering where we're at, where we're moving on a pump up closer to, I guess, the 37, 76 area, general area. We was going to place it at Rockville at that.
Rockwell and 37, yeah, and they just haven't got over there to get it done.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, booster pump.
For water?
Mm-hmm.
Does that help serve Oklahoma?
It will, yes.
Any other trustee comments? Item number 12 is adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second for adjournment. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. This time we'll call the December 8th, 2025 meeting of the Newcastle City Council to order. First item on the agenda is roll call.
Carl,
Yes. Here.
Henry,
Here.
Todd DeMika,
Here.
Mike Fullerton,
Here.
Marcy White. Here.
Item number 2, discussion of possible action on approval of the agenda. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda amended to move item number 6 immediately following item number 3.
Second.
Motion second for approval of the agenda as amended.
Henry,
Yes.
Todd DeMika,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl.
Yes. Item number 3, citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for any citizen to comment on any matter related to the city of Newcastle that is not on the agenda. Might remind me of potential speakers, that all speakers are clear to state their name and address for the record. Comments limited to 3 minutes per person, one speaking opportunity. Council members will not respond to comments or questions. The mayor may end comment period at his discretion, and prior authorization is required to distribute materials or to approach the council. Is there any citizens' comments related to the city of Newcastle? Items not on the agenda. Seeing none, move to item number 6. Discussion of possible action and recommendation to Planning Commission. Item 6A, discussion and possible action on planning commission recommendation for approval of final plat of the Grove at Newcastle.
Good evening, Sinead Greenlee, the Newcastle Planning Department. Development Engineers Blue and Associates. This is located in Windermere, abutting Garrett and Northwest 16th Street. So history on this, the PUD was approved by Ordinance 785 by City Council in May of 2017. And then we had a preliminary plat for this portion and other portions that were changed with an updated PUD in April of 22. So highlighted on the left side is the site for the Grove, and on your right is the preliminary plat that included this piece. So this is the final plat. This is senior multifamily buildings. There are 19 of them. They're one story. There are 120 units total. The site will be fenced, and all of the masonry requirements will be met as part of the PUD, 85% on all elevations. Drainage is designed as part of the detention there in the front against Northwest 16th. Was also designed with Windermere 8. So those drainage requirements were met with Windermere 8 and part of the Grove. It'll discharge into that existing detention pond. Sanitary sewer will be served by the gravitary sewer with an 8-inch sewer lines running through the development along with water. So these are private drives that are going to run through the development. And I'm just going to go ahead and forward you to the site plan so you can have a better idea of what this will look like. The final plat shows the one lot and one block. So, all the dark spaces are the buildings, and on the north side, this is the detention pond here. And so you'll enter in off of Garrett here, and this will be emergency access and an exit onto Garrett here. So completely fenced. There are some units that have garages, the interiors do not, but all the exteriors do.
I only have one question, and we've asked about this before I had in meeting. They're on the east side of the development against Garrett, where it butts Garrett. Mm-hmm. Have they done anything there with, how are they going to control the drainage that comes off? There's going to be some that goes eastbound, and I'm still concerned with the elevation of the dirt work and everything else that's going to go across Garrett Street. Okay. Flood Garrett.
There'll be a garbage on the west side of Garrett. There is a ditch on that side that will be maintained. They have a 50-foot drainage easement here along the back as well that'll be utilized. Oh, really?
It does help. Your arm's not that long.
Very long. There is a 50-foot drainage easement that was defined in part of all Windermere, but there is going to be the maintenance of the garbage along Garrett on the west side as well. And then the detention.
Behind the people's fence, there will be is that fencing there on the back side of there?
So the fencing will be along here. Okay. And the garbage will be on the outside.
Right. Okay. I lost my orientation. Did you say that Garrett is over there on the left?
Garrett's on the top.
Garrett's on the top.
Oh.
Garrett here.
Where's 16th Street?
16th out here.
Oh, okay.
So this is the notes from the site.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's just a.
I went to the site plan.
No, it's okay. I don't know why I was backward. That makes sense.
So Garrett
it's
is,
running parallel with 16 right now.
and all the dark.
Let me go back to this here for you.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense to me now. In the detention, because there's already detention over there, isn't there?
There's a big thing.
This is the detention.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it's one lot, one block. There are public utility drains public utility easements that run through for the water and sewer. These are all private drives. They're not streets, they're not private streets or public streets on the interior. They're driveways that meet our minimum loading and access requirements. Excuse me. Those drives, and there's a note on the plat, and we confirmed it, and there was discussion at Planning Commission that all of those driveways, in the event that any water or sewer line maintenance has to be completed, that the homeowners association is responsible for the repair of those drives.
So how are you, I should have looked, I missed this, how are you describing this? Is it a senior living?
Yes.
It is senior living?
Yes.
And gated?
Correct.
Okay.
There's one in Moore, and I think there's one in Shawnee. There's one more in Shawnee. There might be another one. I've actually been to the one in Moore a few times. Randomly, we've had some family funeral dinners there. It's very nice. Like, I know some people
Over
who
on
work there.
Telephone Road?
No, on 4th Street, just past where they're redoing that bridge there, east of 4th and the railroad tracks there. It's very nice. Like, the people I know that live there are very wealthy. It's very clean, it's impressive for, I mean, I stay in Newcastle, I might move there someday. A long time from now, if I'm only 25, but still. But still, it is very nice.
I might have to move there before the turnpike is finished.
We couldn't get in. It's very gated. We couldn't get in. We were having to call family members to try to get the code because it was being shared. So they definitely keep the safety and everything there with the gates.
Mm-hmm. And there will be also, there's a clubhouse that will be built on the site as well.
Yep.
So they are asking for a variance to the subdivision regulations regarding the sidewalk. Just like Windermere 8, we did not require sidewalks along 16 or Country Club. They're asking for no sidewalk along Garrett and 16.
Well, the park's right across the street, isn't it?
Yes, it
Where
is.
the walking
Yes,
trail.
and they will have a ramp. There'll be an ADA ramp where it'll connect. You could potentially, by wayfinding, you could connect and go across the street to the trail. But as far as your question goes on drainage, and I will let Tori speak to that, the engineer here with Blue for the Grove.
Hi, I'm Tori Finnegan with Blue and Associates here on behalf of the applicant. We are digging that ditch along Garrett deeper to have plenty of room to pick up all that water. And we'll take it up towards 16th where those outlets are, and then it'll go past the property.
Very good. Yeah, and that was my only question because I know as of right now, nothing has been dug out.
Yeah.
So I'm just making sure that it was going to be, depth is going to be deeper than what it is.
Thank you.
It seems like every senior drum we have in town is full.
Yeah.
So there is a demand here. People that lived here for a long time want to stay here as they want to downsize, and it's great to have these type of facilities in town for them to be able to do so. Or people to move closer to their younger families that they've got in town that want to live in Newcastle. So.
How many residences?
There's 120 units.
So
Some are 1 bedroom, some are 2.
That'd be by far our largest, I guess. Yeah, one's over on highway on 62. Right, nice.
It's also great that it's integrated in an established neighborhood as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice to be next to the walking trail as well.
So currently there's no sidewalk existing on the west side of Garrett, is that right?
Correct.
Only on the side with the public, right? Well, there is no sidewalk, there's just a trail. Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The variance seems reasonable. No sidewalk tying.
Might be another place that we might want to visit.
No, there's not any. That's the back of that
We have a lot of
subdivision.
people walking back and forth across there.
On the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's scary. Do what?
It's up
Yeah.
around
Right,
there.
the crosswalk.
Any other questions for Janae on this? Also, is there any public comment concerning this agenda item?
Motion to approve agenda item 6. And the school six. 6A.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 6A.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd DeMeco.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. Item 6B, public hearing discussion of possible action, application for approval of amendment to the 2040 future land use map and general commercial to mixed use residential by R&L Land Development LLC for Riverview Villages located in southwest quarter, section 33, township 10 north and 4 west Indian Meridian, McLean County, Oklahoma. Property address, Northwest 32nd Street, Riverside Drive, Newcastle, Oklahoma. Reference with R 2025-005. I'll make a motion to continue this item to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Motion second for continuance.
Yes.
Todd.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd DeMeco.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 6C, public hearing discussion of possible action, application for rezoning for PDD ordinance number 894, plan unit development, PDD plan unit development, by R&R Land Development LLC for Riverview Villages located in southwest quarter, section 33, township 10 north, range 4 west Indian Meridian, McLean County, Oklahoma. Property address, Northwest 32nd Street, Riverside Drive, Newcastle, Oklahoma, case number 2025-005. Make a motion to continue this item for our next regularly scheduled meeting due to request by the applicant.
Second.
Motion second for continuance.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd DeMeco.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 6D, discussion of possible action on approval of preliminary plat of Riverview Villages. Make a motion to continue this item at the request of the applicant to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Motion second for continuance.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd DeMeco.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. All right, now we will go back to item number 4, consent agenda. Is there any item any member of the council would desire to be removed and addressed individually?
Yes. A couple of the items on letter H, and maybe we just H and I'll raise the questions, or you want the individual ones?
We can go ahead and do H.
Okay.
And another one or just H?
Just a few on H, yeah.
Okay. All right. Make a motion to approve item number 4 with the exception of item number 4H.
Second.
Motion second for approval of consent agenda as amended.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd DeMeco.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 5, discussion of possible action on any items removed from the consent agenda. We will now address item number 4H.
So nothing great concern. First of all, we've had these in place. They've probably been updated and everything like that. They all look very good. I really was glad to see if we had the disaster volunteer plan in place already. I can't remember how detailed it was, but we've had disasters before, and that was one of the big problems is when well-intended people were trying to volunteer. So I enjoyed. I liked what I saw there. And I wrote myself a question about that on page 7, paragraph E. But I don't have it in front of me now, so I'm not sure what my question was. It might have been, I saw just a minor typo. I'll handle that separately. The other two, item 6 and item 7, the disaster preparedness and then the evacuation plan. It probably comprehends this, but my question is I didn't see very much about the school, how it dovetails with the school and the school. For example, the evacuation plan. If we were to have a significant need to evacuate, I know it's all laid out there, and the school is mentioned. The school is responsible for busing, whatever. But my question is, and the topic is, and you can, I trust your judgment on how far you pursue this, but, if that happens, the sky is falling in everyone's mind for those few hours that is happening, and the school is going to be thinking about the school. and the city needs for the school to be thinking about the city's evacuation plan. So do you feel like it dovetails well into engaging them? Will they know their role in our city? Because the city plan probably should prevail, right? The city would prevail, would affect the school. And I'm just wondering, have you thought about making sure they are clear on who's calling the shots and their role in evacuating? And have you thought about how you would evacuate the schools in particular?
Well, I don't have to think about it anymore, because that's Donnie.
Right.
Director. But no, we talked about this, and he apologized tonight. He's not feeling well, but he would have been here discussing this. But your concerns are valid. However, they are covered under the hazard mitigation plan as we partner with Newcastle Public Schools on that plan. These are internal plans for the city of Newcastle, not the schools. So the schools have their own plans for evacuations and things of that nature. We have ours. The hazard mitigation plan brings all of that together. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so they have their plan and we have our plan, but our plan could involve getting school people out of the city, right?
Well, it does in the hazard mitigation plan.
Okay.
Not these individual plans. These individual plans, we have to have these in order to bring that hazard mitigation plan together, and the state likes to see these as well. But these are primarily adopted, approved by council internally, where the hazard mitigation plan, of course, is state and federal.
Okay. All right. So you're comfortable with the fact that it would all manage through that hazard mitigation?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I guess the same thing was with the standard, with item 7, emergency operations standard operating guidelines. I know that's just for the city, but actually that's 7 is the evacuations, 6 is the emergency standard operating guide, and the same thing with the school. Will the school plan dovetail into that? You're saying it would.
Well, now this is SOGs, so standard operating guidelines will not dovetail with the school. This is how the city of Newcastle operates in a disaster, or what our guidelines are. So if we have a disaster, tornado strikes, whatever it may be, then we pull together the mayor, we pull together what other members of council are needed into that disaster, the EOC.
Right.
We pull in, matter of fact, me and Jeannie was talking about this morning. We pull in the treasurer. We may have to pull in HR because of overtime.
Right.
That's all guidelines on how we operate in different types of disasters. Tornado, fire, wind hail threats. I mean, just a plethora of different disasters that we may have to function with. So those guidelines is what directs how we should operate. And keep in mind, it's a guideline, so it constantly changes.
I like it. Okay, very good. Thank you.
That's a good question. And my brain goes to, and I don't know if it's appropriate or not, so tell me, Kevin, if it's appropriate, but does that include anyone from the school district in that group when is that you and Dr. Walker also in that connection?
They should be brought in during a disaster well, I say that. Now, let me back up just a minute, because when we have a disaster like that and we're trying to get the city back up and functioning, there could be a school person in there to hear what's going on, but they are not literally tied into the operation of how the city's going to recover from this disaster or respond.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I just didn't know if there was a representative or if there was any community.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that would not be a problem.
Because that emergency could include road closures, traffic lights down, and so.
And if they have students in a building, but they need power, I mean,
or if they start sending their kids home all at once, we could run right into what you're trying to accomplish.
And there is a liaison between the school and the city on their side.
Donnie and somebody.
Whoever it is on their side. I'm not sure who it is now because I haven't done it in 200 years.
Yeah.
So, but there is a liaison there.
Donnie knows who it is.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Of course.
And like Kevin said, our overarching hazard mitigation plan, when we developed that originally back in the early 2000s, we had meetings that went on for a year, and superintendent was there with me in those meetings with our consultant developing the first hazard mitigation plan. So all of that is is contained in the hazard mitigation plan.
And I will say too that, on this recent, renewal that's coming up, I can't remember exactly when it comes up, but anyway, we've already had meetings. How many meetings did we go through down there at the shelter?
A lot.
Quite a few, going over each piece of that hazard mitigation plan, and Frank Cravens with the school system was in each meeting.
Yeah, because I think we've had some very good plans with the city, and they involved the school back in 2000, but the school forgot about a lot of them because they weren't looking at ours for a few years.
That's true. And they have to be involved because it is a combination plan that was required by FEMA.
Very good. I didn't really doubt that. I just wanted to just reinforce that. And Donnie owns that process.
Yes, sir.
I saw a typo on the telephone number, so I'll just contact him.
So that's fine. No.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay. It's my number, and it's the wrong number. So that's okay.
Don't get called, right? What number did you give, G?
I'll be sending him. They're saying, "Where's everybody? Where's everybody go?" All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, what's the number?
Thank you. Do you need a motion to approve that?
Yes, I do.
I move to approve item 4H.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 4H.
Gene Reed?
Yes.
Todd DeMeco?
Yes.
Mike Fullerton?
Yes.
Marcy White? Yes. Carl Nell?
Yes. Item number 7, discussion of possible action on authorization to advertise for construction bids for the Ridge Drainage Improvement Phase 2.
So phase 1 is very, very close to wrapping up completely. And, of course, we already have the plans for phase 2 drainage, ready to go out to bid for that. And hopefully, and I have, during meetings with CEC, which there is a representative here from CEC, during meetings with them, on Teams meetings that we do, I think, bi-weekly, they believe that we'll be able to get this thing wrapped up, the whole project, finally by June 30th of this fiscal year. And that's our goal, not to take this thing forward to another budget year. So, anything you need to?
No, I mean, I think that meeting that timeline is perfectly reasonable. I mean, it's a much smaller scope than phase 1 was. It's much more straightforward. It's not, phase 1 had a lot of upfront, drainage detention work that phase 2 doesn't have, so it should be a lot more straightforward.
Right.
Put to
I actually drove out there in the Ridge last week and was looking at that, and I mean, phase 1 finally came together. I had my doubts. I had some serious doubts. What was going on. Things were just not moving as they should. And driving out there last week, I was pleasantly surprised at all the work that actually got done, and the drainage ways that are concreted now that were supposed to have been in the first place. Large 10 horse to carry that water downhill, and detention ponds that look a lot better than what they used to instead of a jungle. So.
Now, we were limited, we weren't going into individuals' properties and stuff like that. So we were limited to those items that you were looking at. Is that going, are you feeling better, good about that, mitigating all the issues?
I do, and I mean, we've had inspections out there on this thing as it went along. And if there was things that did not meet, they wasn't built according to plan or constructed according to plan, then those corrections were made. CEC's been on top of this throughout this whole deal, so I'm pretty confident that this is going to work. Now, there are some areas in the neighborhood where pieces of individual properties are included, and we got easements for that. So
okay,
But I had someone who lives in there, pretty active in the neighborhood group that come up, and they were thrilled that phase 1 was done, and they felt great about it. So it's good to hear.
Well, it's been a long time coming. This I think we're if I'm not mistaken, we're actually in our 3rd year time you figure engineering phase 1 and now phase 2. So, and it's been just a little aggravating to have to carry this from budget to budget. I don't like doing that, but.
They want to be fun themselves.
Yes, they will. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, to that point, Kevin, is this, I'm not tracked it as much as you all have, is this the end? Phase 2 is?
It's the end.
Finished?
Yes, sir.
As long as it's inspected and built correctly?
Right.
Is CEC doing inspection also?
We'll have some of it, but then it'll be, probably Terracon doing it.
Okay.
Good. Hopefully have some better luck with, weather, and that was a lot of weather delays this past year.
Right.
With the wet spring of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any other questions on that? Any public comment concerning this agenda item?
And I will say too, one thing, the estimate that I saw, CEC provided on this engineer's estimate for phase 2, I believe it's coming in a whole lot cheaper
Oh, most assuredly.
than what we
100%.
originally
It's,
thought.
again, much smaller scope.
Right,
You know, further upstream, so the pipes are naturally going to be smaller than they would be otherwise.
yeah. We actually budgeted considerably more than what this estimate came in.
Good.
So that will be fantastic.
Moving the other side over to country place there.
Well,
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know whether you guys are seeing it at CEC, but just looking at the turnpike projects that are going out to bid, the engineer's estimate on that bridge is $138,928,000, and the low bid came in at $96,900. So it came in significantly under engineer's estimate on that, and all the projects that they're actually approving bids for tomorrow came in well under the engineer's estimate.
Is that a sign that costs are not continuing as high?
I don't know. I just that's good to see that at least on some of these major projects they're coming in well under. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I wonder if they're gonna be utilizing any concrete plant.
Well, that's actually going to be for sure an asphalt plant and maybe a concrete plant. So their goal is to be able to provide for the turnpike if they're selected, if the contractor that gets the bid chooses to use that.
Which plant are you talking about?
Well, I guess it's on 35th Street?
Yeah,
About the
each side of the power plant.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's zoned for both, but their intention was for sure an asphalt and a concrete if they could probably get with whomever. So
Yeah. Would you like a motion, Mayor?
yes, sir.
Move to approve item 7.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 7.
Todd. If you could make a motion, raise your hand.
Second.
Okay. Would somebody change your voice?
Yes.
Trustee Nika,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Mercy White, yes, Carl.
Yes. Item number 8, discussion of possible action on authorization to advertise for construction bid for Town Center Plaza, paving and drainage improvement.
So of course the plans, are approved. DEQ gave us approval, for water sewer. Storm sewer has been done. This project, I mean, although we're going out to bid now for this project is probably going to be it's going to take a little time, to actually get to a point where we're ready for it. We need to get our water and sewer in first, and then we'll move on paving and drainage. So I really wouldn't expect this to even begin probably till late spring, maybe early summer.
Beginning and actual going in.
Yes, the actual construction.
Of this paving and drainage.
Yes.
Oh,
Of the paving and drainage.
Because we've got to get our sewer and water lines in the ground first.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what big name businesses are willing to wait that long?
I can't say, it's confidential.
And then with the,
Since you have a question. Yeah.
Water and sewer, are they already, we don't need bids for those
We're doing it ourselves.
internal?
Yeah.
And we've been purchasing the pipe.
Yes.
All purchased.
It's all ordered.
All ordered.
Yes. I think some of it's been delivered. We're doing the water and sewer. We're also going to do dirt work for this, these drives and things of that nature. But as far as installing storm sewer and actually doing the paving, we won't be doing that.
At one time, they talked about leasing these lots for sale if they're leased.
So,
But I want to ask that, most of you probably know, like Bass Pro in Oklahoma City is actually a lease. The city actually owns the building and leases the Bass Pro. They actually lease the land and build in Bass Pro.
If Bass Pro wants to locate here, we'll lease it.
I have no information on Bass Pro. I have no, I just throw that name out. Don't tie that to me. Yeah.
For a vote? Motion, I mean?
Make a motion to approve item 8.
I'll second.
Motion second for approval of item number 8.
You good looking man?
Yeah. Shane Ray.
Yes.
Not the ball.
Todd D'Amico.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White, yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 9, discussion of possible action to authorize OMAG to distribute workers' compensation loss escrow funds in the amount of $92,198.18 for fiscal year 2022-23, and adoption of the resolution of 2025-21.
What does that mean?
That'll make a good group.
Are they?
We hear their terms are shaky.
We had a good year that year, low loss rate.
Oh, so that's what was unused? So it goes back, just like the house escrow,
They had to grow it.
or you roll it? I guess you don't.
Like a rebate, you can use it however you want. Premium, you can roll it in for next year.
Gotcha.
Use it to double the council's pay.
Double zero.
I think triple.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
that math, Jeannie, do the math.
Oh, that was hard.
I make a motion to approve agenda item 9.
Second.
Motion second to approve item number 9.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd D'Amico.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White, yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. Order number 10, discussion of possible action on adoption of joint water user resolution number 2025-22 for increase of all residential and commercial water rates, accepting the base rate of the city of 2,000 gallons per month or less. Mirrors the one on public works.
Motion to approve agenda item 10.
I'll second.
Motion second for approval of item number 10.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd D'Amico.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White, yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 11, discussion of possible action, purchase bleachers, on the purchase of bleachers for the Newcastle Sports Complex, using 30% half-cent sales tax fund for use.
There have been, there's been a lot of complaints about the bleachers out at the sports complex. Rightfully so, those bleachers are in horrible condition. They're not safe for young children to be on it. You know, there have been some kids that have fallen off those bleachers, one being my grandson about 10 years ago. Fell from the top bleacher up there. It's time for something to get placed out there. Our grant that we received for the sports complex, 1.4 million, total project cost, 650,000 our cost. That's 1.3 actually. But that only covers the roadway. That's all it's gonna do is roadway and parking. There are some things that need to be done out there. Obviously, we cannot afford to do everything that needs to be done out there. But these bleachers are I believe, a minimal cost and a high safety impact to be able to do this. All of these bleachers will come with the chain link fencing on the sides and on the back. So kids cannot fall off of these things if they climb the fence. But every area of the ballpark out there, softball and baseball side, has been covered with these bleachers where there'll be seating arrangements out there. Parks went out there and did some measuring on every single field to find out what would actually fit in terms of length and things of that nature. I've seen the plans and they, I think I forwarded that. I don't know if it come through the council, but anyway, I've seen the plans that the parks put together, and there's some, I mean, it's a good plan. Softball doesn't get the length and amount of bleachers as baseball does, because there's just not as much room with the way it's configured with that old concession stand over there and the concrete and things that they had to move the bleachers around in some locations at the softball side because the concrete is actually laid and poured to where it'll drain. Well, then you can't put the bleachers where all of that is, which is right behind the backstops. So they had to move them off to the side. But anyway, every field is covered. We'll get a new set or sets of bleachers out there. And 71,000 low bid on this. That's the one I would recommend. I went on every single website that they got a quote from. And I don't really know what the difference is. I couldn't tell any difference whatsoever in these bleachers. They all look the exact same, and there's just, $2,000 to $3,000, $5,000 difference in cost. So I would go with the low bid on this.
How many total fields do we have out there, Dale? Total, 4 or 6?
9, I believe.
That many?
I think there's 4 softball, 4 baseball, 1 wheat ball.
Oh, I didn't realize there were that many.
Yeah, that's what the image you sent around shows.
Okay.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
So these are aluminum bleachers?
They are aluminum bleachers.
Kind of like what we had at the football field.
Yes. Yep.
I move to approve item 11.
Second.
Or the low bid, the third one, the park.
Oh,
71,000.
Yeah.
Play core.
Yep. That,
so,
Jean Reed,
yes.
Todd DeMeco.
yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White, yes. Oh, no.
Yes, item number 12, city manager's comments.
This Thursday, employee luncheon. All council members are certainly invited to attend that and come eat some lunch with the employees.
What are they
Dakotas.
Ooh, yeah.
So that is being organized as we speak, and the dinner will be ready to go. 12 o'clock, I believe, is what she scheduled that for. So, other than that, I mean, right now, it's kind of a slow period, in a lot of ways, just because of the holidays coming up, but
What would you like to see us do there? It's varied a little bit from time to time, just help serve, just be there to visit, what?
that's typical of what the council has done in the past, and certainly up to you guys. I'm not,
It's kind of nice if they don't already have servers, we could serve there.
Yeah.
If that's appropriate.
In the past, Gene, back in the good old days,
I can't wait to hear what you.
Bill Canary would bring his guitar and sing, so we have nobody to fill that role now unless you want to step up.
Well, yeah, that'll ride the kids on. But thanks for considering me for the entertainment for the comedy show.
Yeah.
I say we do a roast of the mayor while we're there.
Okay.
But anyway, if you can make it, the 4 or 5 of us, whoever can make it, if we can serve, and that gives us just a small role in doing that. That's okay with the guys.
Probably good time. All right, that's item 13 in council member comments.
Where are we, speaking of the grants, where are we on both of those? Any movement with the?
Tina?
The Ballfield grant and then engineering, it's got to be almost close to 90%, not that long ago, so it is close. Once that is done, then we'll schedule going out to bid and all those things. We are still on a very dramatic pause on the pavilion grant. I keep saying any month now. I really do think it's going to be coming through. They said the funding is secured for that. It's just a matter of the final paperwork, but I do anticipate that going through. Or next year.
So we're past the tribal approval now?
Yes, all of that went through, yes.
Good.
That was my next question.
Yes.
Yeah.
It only took a couple, 30 years.
I do now have her researching another grant. Researching a USDA grant for community public facility for a emergency communication center / EOC.
Ooh, nice.
Right.
We have to do something for dispatch. I mean, they're on top of each other in dispatch.
EOC.
Emergency Operations Center. So Donnie would move into that as well as dispatch.
Wow.
Norman just built a brand new one. There's
Dispatch is all in one room right now, right? Same room.
Yeah, close.
All of that.
Yeah, and where would that be?
Right there behind the PD on a half acre of ground is where all proposed.
So, very nice.
So we're probably will end up being a storm weather type facility.
It'll be hardened.
Yeah, it'll be a hardened
I
facility.
guess that's the proper term.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it will be, and it is now, where they're in the police station, but it has to be.
I really don't think no more than 3,500 to 5,000 square feet, if that big, is what we'll need. So, but a hardened facility will make it more expensive, but certainly a lot easier to.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that term. What,
So it stands up to a certain, wind speed.
Oh, okay. Not necessarily,
Yeah.
not necessarily security, but safety and security. Okay.
Right.
Well, I know it's probably pretty early in the conversation, but are we looking at like a different method of antennas? I know like the last one that came through, took out our antenna, it was out for a little bit and.
Well, it was a tower.
Yeah, tower.
And the second problem was it was not grounded properly within the building. That's been resolved. We actually put in a new tower on the back side of the PD, and it is grounded properly, and it is secured. That tower, the whole building and tower would come down together if something happened. So that tower, if we're able to get a grant, we're able to build that EOC communication center behind the PD. That tower and everything that is there right now, we can still use it. Won't have to move it. I mean, everything can be just wired over to this EOC.
Yeah.
So it'd be an easy move, quick move.
Were we waiting on money, or did we get money for the new sirens, emergency sirens?
Those should be begin installation by the end of this month.
So we'll make it for spring
Yes.
storms?
Yes. Three, yes.
We're not dividing the city up yet. We turn one will go throughout the whole city,
Right.
but we're not able to zone that as of yet. Eventually, sometime in the future, hopefully we can get there, but,
And it's all still pretty central anyway, so the siren location.
I do want to commend Kyle and the, Parks Department for the outstanding, Christmas festivals at the park. And I have heard lots of people talk about it, and everyone has been extremely positive about the experience, and the fireworks was great. That was
Something totally
great.
different.
Yeah,
A lot of
People loved it.
commented.
it was good.
One of many events that he's coordinated for us over the last several months. So.
And that brings that community out again. People are really just enjoying the community and things like this. The park space we've got is amazing. It just gets bigger and better every year. Everything does in Newcastle.
The little fires were so cute, the s'mores, and then the s'mores were a fundraiser for, was it Palm or Cheers and me? The whole thing, it was real neat. I was worried about pulling them, I hope people are here. There were a lot of people there, a lot.
I don't know what our numbers were, but it had to be quite a few thousand.
Yeah, it was a lot of booths. It was good.
And Kyle has I think he has a very good vision for projects and events and.
A couple times we've had, I don't hear anything, we're not gonna have a parade or anything like that where the vehicles come decorated.
No.
Okay.
No, the fireworks took place in that.
Good, that's fine.
We received a response, switching gears, we received a response from the county on our request for donation.
So I met with County Commissioner last week, County Commissioner, he wanted to come up and talk about that. So basically what they are looking for now is a job number or job numbers that this money will be tied to on our end. So I believe all I need to do, I think, is get a number from the engineer that did those plans.
Yeah.
And so a job number, and then once that's done, they will ask for a MOU between the city and the county that this is what this money is going to be used for. And that's pretty much it. So, I mean, it sounds like that, I mean, I'm not going to crow too loud yet, but it sounds like that money is going to be available once we provide these two.
Positive meeting then.
Yeah.
That's nice.
What you said we were gonna do with the money?
Most likely Northwest 24th. That's our most pressing, or going to be our most pressing project.
Gotcha, yeah.
Hey, that drilling site formed up fast.
It did.
So did the question.
Yeah, even with a pre-post.
From the time we approved it, because sometimes those things get approved and they kind of wait for something to happen, but I was kind of surprised how quickly that thing has.
It did.
They've got a rig under contract, so they have to have a place for that bit to go when it finishes drilling where it's at now. So every day that it's not drilling, they have to pay for it no matter what. And I think it's $25,000 a day. So they want to have it ready to come to whenever they get down where it's at. So
yeah, and there are some things that I've looked at, some ordinances that other municipalities have. They have some landscaping ordinances baked into, or landscaping requirements baked into their ordinance. They also have fees set into their ordinance, and more is $10,000 more than we are in fees, in permit fees. So, but anyway, that's just a conversation for tonight. That's not me asking for an agenda item or anything, just some food for thought that maybe down the road we look at some options and things in the ordinance that benefit the city and create some of the things that we did at council the other night. So
It's a big opportunity for us.
yes.
Any other comments?
I have one question. I've just had some questions about temporary COs and how long do we establish those before we come to some agreement that they go permanent? How do we resolve situations on temporary COs? I know there's some property there on 37, right, with Snow Enterprise that's still under a temporary CO. And how do we get to some kind of resolution with us and Snow Enterprises as far as those buildings having permanent COs?
What's the deal?
Certificate of occupancy. So, and I don't know all the detail, and I know there's engineering side and comments and development and all the back and forth that goes with that. And I don't know why they were granted temporary ones. I'm sure to help, but
let me dig into that because I did not know that Snow's was under TCO. I thought it actually had COs.
From what I was told the other day, it was under temporary since April, still under temporary. So my inclination would be to request and I don't think it would come to this, but we request an agenda item and ask Snow to come, ask Snow's engineer to come, ask staff to come, and let's work this out. If we've had a temporary CO for 9 months, why have we had a temporary CO for 9 months? And I don't know if it was come to an agenda item, but
Actually, we had it handled in-house.
right.
But there is ordinance that deals with that they, and I want to say it's 90 days on a TCO.
Yeah.
Right.
After that, they start paying a fine. So if they haven't done what they're supposed to do, but my personal opinion, and I've spoke with the mayor on this before, and whatever, I don't agree with TCOs at all. I mean, either you're ready to go or you're not.
Well, and I agree with you. And to me, from a development standpoint, what I do, if a piece of property is ready for a CO, it's ready. And,
right.
And if I've designed or I built or whatever side of the fence I'm on, a detention pond to serve 5 buildings and only build 2, and then making up stuff like that, and I'm just creating a situation that makes sense at the moment. But, and that detention pond is built for that, and I give you a temporary CO when I'm going to build the others. Why am I have an opportunity to do more restrictions and have more conversation, even granting a CO on certain buildings now, right?
Right.
Anyway, I just,
So TCOs too, I do know that they are not granted if there are life safety, pieces of the project that have not been completed.
Yeah.
Anything that's life safety. I do know, and also with the detention, I believe that planning does look at the detention as a piece of that as well, but anything life safety, they don't get a TCO.
Well, and these, that's what I say, this to me, and I haven't just kind of been made aware of it, but I don't have any of the details, so I'll obviously let you handle that part of that. But these buildings have tenants, right? And we've allowed tenants, and I know we're working with Snow Enterprise, but I don't know what that disconnect is, if they're still truly under a temporary CO or not. Maybe I'm wrong. So I'll just bring that up for you to check.
The city's gotten burned on those in the past, because once you get somebody in, your choices are
Right.
you continue to fine them, they don't ever do it, and then it's like the alternative is to shut them down.
Right.
And, so nobody wants that to happen. So, I've been on this for a long, long time. I don't like them because we've gotten burned in the past. And, there's a business in town, I think it's on its 12th or 14th year, which.
He actually got that correct.
Okay. So, it's one of those deals that sometimes they'll get in and then you'll get the, sob story about, everything's fine. Why do I need to do the drainage or detention or whatever it is that I need to do? And it just kind of, they milk it long enough and work the council over long enough that it's.
But if the fine was sufficient, it would be motivating. And that's why I think I can remember way back when we decided develop a fine, and it should escalate. It still would be difficult because then they can't pay the fine because or whatever. But
Aren't we limited to the amount of fines anyway?
There's some limit to that, and it's in ordinance though. Now, what we've gotten into too is we got major sales tax generators. They get going, and then they're like, "Well, you want to shut me down? Look at all this money I'm bringing into the city," and so it's easier if you don't get into that sticky wicket of getting there. You just say you do what you're supposed to do, and then you get occupancy permit. It's pretty simple.
Right. And I spoke out of turn. The one you're speaking of has never been correct.
Okay. All right.
The other one has.
So
oh yeah.
Yeah, and I lost on that deal, but it's one of those deals that it should have never happened. It did, and anyway, for whatever reason. So I'm with Kevin. I think that they shouldn't, and probably I think with you that I don't think we should be approving these. It take a little longer to get it done correctly, and let's move on down the road, and then there's no problems.
I think there's an interest in getting it on the agenda sometime in the future.
Well, I don't know that it needs to be on this. We've got an ordinance that it can be handled in-house, so there shouldn't be anything.
He may be talking about changing the ordinance.
You're talking about the ordinance, not about this particular site.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Why are we getting into that wicket to begin with?
Yeah, and then I would like to hear Janae comment on this. I don't want to be there may be some extenuating circumstances that it may be relevant to do that. I don't know what Norman's take is or was on that, but I don't want to be the only city in Oklahoma that doesn't allow it because there may be some issues that it would be okay. But
maybe you allow it with a time frame. Who knows, right? There's some ways to put some guardrails to it as well. But it's up to
any other council member comments? All right, item number 14 is adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion second to adjourn. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, those.